Hey guys and gals, Matt from Soundrolling.com, and today I wanted to do a little video about the Tram TR50. Now this is a radio mic, and it's one of these. One is the basic mic that comes with any G3 set. I think it's the ME2, if I'm correct in thinking. I probably should have checked that beforehand. But yeah, one's the ME2 and one is the Tram. So I wanted to show you the difference first off in terms of sound quality, because then from there we can go into the kind of features and then maybe why it makes it better or not. To give you a bit of context on the jump up, I'm not sure, I've never obviously bought any of the G3 mics separately, so I'm not actually sure on the cost. But the Tram was about 150. And this is kind of back in the day a bit, so they're probably a bit less now. Maybe you can get some for like 120, £100. So it's that kind of what to me back in the day was kind of a natural jump up before then getting a COS 11 or something that was in the more like 200, 300. Now you can get mics that are like 400. So that kind of range is out for a lot of people, especially if they're starting out. So first, let me just kind of demonstrate the test. And so this is me going to play the clip with now you're listening to the one of the mics, and so now I'll literally just play exactly the same clip, and for the other mic, now you're listening to the one of the mics, and so now I'll literally just play exactly the same clip, and for the other mic. Moving around. Got quite a hairy chest already, so it makes it a bit problematic. But already the Tram is actually probably doing slightly better than the built-in one. So let's actually break this down and get into the reasons why and what they actually even look like. Okay, so now I've kind of whipped off the overcovers on them, and you can see that this is the Tram. And so let me just peel this off. Bonuses of this are that it's basically what they call kind of a side address. So the whole idea of that is actually that the back of the microphone is blocked, and you can kind of get it from the top and the front. It's kind of a square rectangle. The great thing about that is when you're then sticking it to me, like with a hairy chest, this is why you were hearing more noise in the. So if I just play that back. So this is why you're hearing more noise in the the one that comes with your G3 set, because it's completely circular. It's kind of very very sensitive already, and so the size of these things is definitely better in the kind of profile side. I'll try and get it so the camera can focus. So it's actually a bit thinner, and it's still about as wide. So this is why this is kind of a natural upgrade. For some. You could get different accessories for it. There was things like vampire clips and things like that. All in all, whether it is worth the jump up then compared to a COS 11, that's the kind of decision you need to make. And again, there are definitely more microphones in this kind of mid-range. But thought since I had a Tram TR50, it was kind of really good to show you. So in terms of just hiding these bad boys, it's definitely going to be easier to hide the Tram. You're going to want to make sure, so if you listen to the Tram when it's facing into my chest as opposed to when it's facing outside of my chest, you definitely get obviously a bit more bass, and you get more clarity basically if you're facing outside the front. You're getting a lot of the high end, and all of the bass is coming into the back of the unit anyway. So that is pretty much covering the Tram TR50 and then the normal ME2 that it comes with. Definitely worth an upgrade. I'll be doing subsequent videos actually where I compare a COS 11, a DPA, a Tram, and the normal one as well. But because I don't have them all on the same wireless, I don't have them all terminated for the same thing, it felt a bit unfair. These are both actually running on the same exact settings for G3s. So it felt like a more fair comparison. Although in general, I'll try and do a comparison anyway, and then you can always just take it with a pinch of salt in regards to how much a like a better wireless system is giving in terms of companding or not companding and kind of things like that. But get down in the comments below. I want to hear if you've ever used a Tram TR50, ever thought about it. And my general verdict is it was a good jump for me. But because I knew that I was eventually going for the COS 11s, kind of made a bit more sense to try and save up. The main trick with the wireless aspect of things, whether you're buying a kind of more higher end system than a G3, or even if you're just buying like 4 sets of G3s at a time, we've got to remember that in the context of everything, you're still shelling out basically a couple of grand. Depending on whatever system you want to get, because the idea of wireless is that you have more than one of them and to basically match everything. So looking back, I probably then would have spent a bit more time and gone for a different model, whether that would have been a COS 11, a DPA, any of some of the higher end stuff, the Mickey mic, the Source Point. Yeah, there could have been a few more options out there, and so this is again just another point of reference for people out there to get a sense of what the Tram TR50 is like and all about. So personally, a nice mic, whether it's worth the jump up for an extra £100 a pop. Yes, compared to a DPA, maybe if you're trying to jump up to get a kind of lower profile mic compared to the basic one, because again the size is the main factor. But then, yeah, compared to if you have 4 G3s, 4 trams for the price of basically 1 DPA, it makes a lot more sense, obviously. So the size will instantly kind of like decrease the amount of closed rustle, things like that, that the ME2 is giving you. Again, just because of that size factor, it's super important to try and get it down as slim as possible. And then they also have a lot of other kind of pre-built solutions for the kind of higher end stuff. So you get things like the Tram Cage you can look up and Google. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. But of course, always love to hear your thoughts. So get in those comments down below. And yeah, this is what YouTube kind of thinks is the next best video of mine to watch next. So, you know, it's all about binge watching, right? Netflix, that kind of thing. And of course, you can always subscribe. So till next time, I'll see you later.